I'm gonna give my opinion. Well, not my opinion, but my perspective on every single country in the world. There's 238 countries, right?
135?
230 something countries.
135.
I don't have a fantastic education. I have a normal education, so I don't know. Oh, there's more than what you thought?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
The population.
the populations are very low of some of them.
800 million.
No way! Okay, hold on. Go to the top. This is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna give my perspective with not knowing that much about most countries, just to see where my knowledge lands. It's not really knowledge. It's just what I think of the country. Go. What's number one?
China.
China.
Population.
Do I know the population? Should I guess?
Oh,
2 billion.
almost 1.5.
I'm pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
2 billion was a good guess. So my perspective of China is, I think the one word I would use is ancient. I feel like everything in China is very ancient. Right? Is that fair to say? I feel like ancient culture, ancient architecture, ancient traditions, ancient people, because they all live up to at least 800. Okay. Oh,
India.
India. What I think of India is population, because India feels like...
Less than China.
Really? Wait,
Yeah,
of course, this is the way we're doing it. But probably per land.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check.
I mean, I know you probably
I
can't.
don't think it. Oh, it says density. Right?
Yeah, so it has a higher density, right?
Then China, yeah.
Yeah, so that's population density is what I think when you say India. I also think of Indian food. I'm surprised I didn't think of Chinese food when I thought of China. But Indian food I think of because I fucking love Indian food. But yeah, India, I think of... Oh my god, I think of crowded streets and good spicy food. Go.
I just want to say, this is so drastic. So China, 1.4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
India, 1.3 billion.
And then like 900,000.
United States, 331 million.
That's crazy.
Isn't that a big drop?
That's a huge drop. Okay, so United States is next.
Yeah.
The US, I think... What the fuck? The US is kind of
Still hot cheese.
yeah. For the US, what do I think? I think no one knows anything, and that's all I got. Next.
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay, I don't know fucking anything about Indonesia. I think it's an archipelago. Archipelago. How do you say that? Archipelago. I think it's a bunch of islands, but I might be wrong. It could be one big landmass. I think it has the highest population density out of any country in the world. It doesn't? What do I know about Indonesia? Indonesia... It sounds like a lot of rainforest. I could be wrong. Next.
Pakistan.
Some of these are going to be just word association, by the way. I meant to say that, because I don't know much about anything. Pakistan, I think... Wait. Pakistan. Pretty similar to India in my mind. High population density?
No.
No? Maybe more desert.
I think the one you're thinking of is farther down. Number 8 has really high.
Okay,
Over
well, don't worry about
1,000.
it. We'll get to it.
Sage kill.
Oh, I just tapped her head. So Pakistan. I don't know fucking anything about Pakistan. I feel like such a dummy. Pakistan. What is Pakistani food? I feel like people just mix Pakistan and India so much. You don't know? Okay. Aw.
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. So Brazil, the one thing I think of is the way Brazilians speak Portuguese. And I don't know if this is the way Portuguese is spoke everywhere Portuguese is spoke, but enche. That's what I think of when you talk about Brazil, because that's how they speak. And it freaks me out. Next.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
10 kills.
I think of the
remaining.
Nigerian prince scams. Because I wanted to make a funny video, like what happened to those scams, and like he found the person. You know, so he was done. But yeah, other than that, Nigeria, I think it's a huge country though. I think it's got a lot of land. You probably can't verify that on there, right?
5 kills remaining.
Is there like a...
Nigeria?
Yeah. It's a lot.
910.
910,000 miles. Square miles. Oh, kilometers. Kilometers. Why am I pronouncing things weird? Next.
Bangladesh.
Oh, I thought I got her. Bangladesh. Same as India, same as Pakistan in my mind. Sorry to say it, it's the same shit in my uneducated brain.
That's the one that has really high population density.
Bangladesh, yeah. Maybe I didn't realize Bangladesh was its own country.
1 kill remaining.
Maybe Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India are all on the Indian continent. And they're all their own country. Next.
Russia.
Russia, okay. Russia. I think very low population density because they have so much fucking land. Use around the world. What about now? What about now? Propaganda is what I think of when I think of Russia. Next.
Mexico.
Mexico. Okay. Mexican food. It's crazy when a country is like so... like their food is so ubiquitous. Their cuisine is so ubiquitous that it just takes over their entire identity. Other than that, I think of beheadings, like cartel beheadings, because I've seen some pretty nasty, like, live beheadings against my will. Next.
Japan.
Japan.
Perfect.
Perfection. Yeah. I think Japan is the closest, in my mind, that we can get on Earth to an alien civilization from the United States. It feels like
Utopia.
it's so different from anything that we experience that I think it's like its own world. Yeah, I think, and it has the same ancient vibe as China, but I think it's different. It's like more
It's like
elegant. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like modern, ancient. I don't know. Next.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Obviously, the first thing most people think of when they think of Ethiopia is starvation.
Match found.
But what I actually think of is a big belly because of starvation.
Adoption.
You think of adoption?
Hmm?
Well, that's because of starvation.
Probably.
Yeah.
Philippines.
The Philippines. What I think of with the Philippines.
You're trying Filipino food?
I've never tried Filipino food. You know what Filipino food is? This is what I think of. I forget what it's called. It's a fucking baby duck or a baby bird. It's like tagalub or something like
Just
that.
eat it whole?
You just eat it in its egg, and it's like soft, and you just eat it. Oh,
Like an embryo?
yeah, it's like a chicken embryo or something. It's some kind of bird. I think maybe it's a chicken. But that's what I think of with the Philippines. Not really. I think the Philippines is probably super, super, super cool. I know that's an archipelago. It's a bunch of islands. Okay. Yeah, go on to the next. That's fine. It's wetlands. It's all wetlands in the ocean.
Egypt.
Egypt. So I think of like a bazaar where someone's gonna try to sell me a rug. When I think of Egypt, maybe that's Morocco too, but Egypt, I think of desert, rug sales.
Very different places.
Egypt, yeah, I know, but there's a lot of desert in both. Egypt, Morocco.
You don't think like pyramid?
I do, but my brain's like, that's so obvious. Stop thinking that. It's not interesting anymore because the scarab, yeah, the beetle. Yeah, I don't think of that.
We have plenty
Alright,
of
next.
time, oh. Here and now.
Vietnam.
Here.
Vietnam. I think of,
I am the we are strong.
I mean, it's obvious to say the war, but I can't help it. I think of like people in like swampy marshlands dead. I'm sorry, Vietnam. Next.
DR Congo.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo. I think of poverty, unfortunately, because I think they are like the most, what's it called? Natural resource rich places on Earth. And they've just been fucking
river?
conquered a million times.
Right? The Congo River? Something like
I don't know. I think, because that's where we get our cobalt for like batteries and shit. Rechargeable batteries. It all comes from the Congo, and it's like people are like slave labor. Yeah, I feel bad even doing that.
Turkey.
Turkey. You know what? For Turkey, I think of like, I think they have some weird ass foods that they do, like cheese on like mountains of, you know, there's that one guy that's like, he does Turkish cooking, and it's like mounds of meat and like melted cheese on top, which I'm so not into, but it's kind of fascinating. And I also think of like very old structures in that earthquake that just happened. Yeah, next.
Iran.
Iran. Oh, what do I think of with Iran? These ones are going to be tough. Middle Eastern countries are going to be tough because I don't know much about them. Because I avoid news, and the news covers Iran and Iraq very heavily, and Afghanistan. Iran. Desert. Next.
Germany.
Germany, I think of... What's it called? What are those,
Dominating.
They're like... You know.
Lederhosen?
Is that what they're called? Aren't those
like
boots?
Those outfits?
Those are boots, though. Lederhosen are boots, no? I'm thinking of... Yeah, the outfits, like the, overalls. German overalls.
Lederhosen.
I guess so, yeah. Lederhosen. They go into boots, though, right? Or they go just far down the leg? I would love to go to Germany.
I would say, so leaders were worn for hard physical work, for most durable fabric garments.
Oh, okay. That's what I think of. I think of like green lederhosen.
It's the overall shorts.
Okay, next.
No boots. Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. I think of little trickster ladyboys. Because I think that's what they're known for. If you go there, you get like tricked by a ladyboy. No? No? Isn't that what happens in Thailand?
In Bangkok, I think.
And it's like a lot of underage, like, keywords. It's not PC. I'm giving my honest take.
The UK.
The UK. I think of... You know what? You know what I think of the UK? I'm kind of wondering, like, this is not a huge nation and they took over so much of the world. They did something right, so I don't know. That's all I got. Next.
France.
France. So France is a much bigger piece of land, I believe. And they didn't take over the world. What are you doing wrong? Next.
Italy.
You know what I think of? No. Go back to France. France. I think of... I feel like the people are wet. Next. Like, I think of, like, hair gel and... I don't know. Not hair gel, but, like, hair oil. Italy. Italy's tough. But I think of those houses that they were selling for $1, and I wonder what they were doing. Right? They were, like, trying to trick people into living there. I think that was probably, like, some serial killer's plan. Other than that, I think of leaves for some reason. I think of, like, basil. Next.
Tanzania.
Tanzania. Man.
I shouldn't know anything about it.
I don't know shit about Tanzania. I think it's a lot of desert. Next.
South Africa.
South Africa. Definitely a lot of desert, but it's on the coast, so they got some wetness too. Oh! Next. South Africa, you know, it freaks me out that there's white Africans, because in the rest of the world they're not treated like Africans. In a negative way, I think.
Isn't it just British?
I'm just saying, like, people from South Africa, white people from South Africa who've been generationally been there. When they go to different countries, they're white people. You know, they don't have any.
not Africans.
They're not ethnic. You know.
Yeah.
Next,
I don't know if I'm saying this right. Myanmar.
Myanmar is like a.
Match
There's
found.
always something with Myanmar and the war or something like that. Like there's some weird shit going on in Myanmar. Next,
Kenya.
Kenya runners. Next,
South Korea.
South Korea. I think of. Good skin. Next,
Colombia.
Colombia. I think of cocaina. Cocaina. I definitely think of cocaine, but I
You're
also
gonna say
think
coffee.
no, I don't think of coffee. Definitely not. It's definitely cocaine first. But that's probably why cocaine is so popular there, or coffee is so popular there, because cocaine was first. Is it all from the coca leaf? No, probably not. Next,
Spain. España.
España. So Spain, I think, get over yourself. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a valid take. I've seen some very nice stuff with Spain. I've looked at the land, but the people, when you use the lisp with the S in Spanish, the España, that makes me just want to kill myself. Next,
Uganda.
Uganda. I think that's where Coney was from. Next,
What do you think of? I think is it Uganda, the little Sonic thing? Or Knuckles?
Ugandan son, Ugandan knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think of that. Thank God. Next,
Argentina.
Argentina. I think of steak. Argentinians do a big steakhouse.
I think of soccer.
Soccer for Argentina? Why?
Isn't one of the biggest?
You can do that for every one of these. I can say soccer for every one of these. It's the world. The world plays
I
soccer.
know, soccer.
Football.
Who's the,
Football.
Who's the really famous one? Is it Messi? Is he?
Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Shoot the bad
What about him?
Lionel
How's that for a
Messi.
plan?
Messi. Okay. Okay. Next.
Watch and learn.
Algeria.
Algeria. I think they do French. Next.
The Sudan.
The Sudan. I think I don't know shit about the Sudan, but I think there's a river. Next.
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Oh, wars.
Yeah, but I don't even think of the war there. I think they're soft-spoken. That's what I think, but I don't know. Next.
Iraq.
Iraq. I think of the war. I think of smoke, like billowing smoke cloud, black smoke. Next.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, same exact thing. Black billowing smoke clouds.
Poland.
Poland. Ooh. So, what do you have?
Nothing.
Nothing. So, what I have for Poland
Poland, mommy.
is the problem is you have Scandinavia. You have Norway, Sweden, and Finland, I believe, and then Denmark down here. And then Poland sounds like it should be there. It's not. Next.
Canada.
Oh. Canada. Canada, I think it's like a cleaner America. I don't know that for sure. I've only been once, but I think it was in Victoria, and it was very nice, and it was clean. I also think of the Nathan For You, where you did a bunch of zoom-ins on the signs in Canada,
Tim Hortons.
where it was just start zooming in on normal shit very quickly, which was very funny. And I also think of a little bit of Trailer Park Boys, but Canada's kind of just America too. Next.
Morocco.
Morocco. I think of spices, I think of the desert, and I think of camels. I don't think of carpet sales, but I probably should, because I think they do a lot of carpet sales in Morocco. Next.
Saudi Arabia.
Textiles. Saudi Arabia. I think of the song Arabian Nights. I don't know if that's what it's about.
Enemy down.
Is that where you get Arab from if you're from Saudi Arabia? I don't know. Next
You
question.
see, that confuses me. Is that where Aladdin takes place?
I have no idea.
Because it also,
I think Aladdin probably takes place in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh.
But then I also feel like
Next.
it's like Morocco in my mind.
No, Morocco is not where
No.
Aladdin takes place, I don't think.
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. I think of desert. I think they're pretty beefy boys out in Uzbekistan. The Uzbeks. Keep it up. Next.
Peru.
Out of here.
Peru. I think of little gnomes in the forest, because Peruvians are all into superstition, and it's probably true. And I also think of big sloths, because they say that there's big sloths still existing there, the ones that are extinct, and I'd love to see a big fast sloth take out the rest of the world. Next.
Angola.
Angola. I have no idea what Angola is. It sounds like a jungle, though. Jungola. You can look it up. Oh, I can't focus.
Oh, the flag looks like, Russian flag.
Oh. Maybe it's connected or something. To Russia.
Maybe. Right by the Congo.
Wow.
Malaysia.
Malaysia. I think of Zoolander when he says kill the Malaysian Prime Minister. That was the prime directive. I think Malaysians are soft-spoken like Ukrainians. In the way that I thought Ukrainians were soft-spoken, but I also don't fucking know. And I have no idea what the land is like, what the geography is like. Ooh! Give me that.
Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it great. Mozambique, I think of Cleopatra. I don't know why. Probably has nothing to do with Mozambique, but next.
Ghana.
Ghana, I think of forest. A lot of these places are just big forest in my mind. I think of rainforest, big leaves, greenery, lush environment. Ghana. I think Ghana's on the northern coast of Africa. Next.
10 kills remaining.
Yemen, I think of a desert. I don't know if it's actually a desert. Yemen, I think of bombs also. I don't know if they've ever bombed anything, or if we've ever bombed Yemen. Next.
We need Dodo for this one. Nepal.
Nepal, yes. We think of big up tops. Big up tops. I think it's just on top of China. Towering over. That's what I think in my mind. This is how it works in my mind. It's China, and then the mountain is over China, and Nepal's on the tip of that mountain.
Just Mount Everest is Nepal.
No, it's like a living mountain. I don't know. Next.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. I think of strife, because for the longest time people were driving around with SOS Venezuela. I think they're actually out of whatever conflict that was, which I don't know shit about, unfortunately, but good for them. Next.
That was number 50. Right?
You're at number 50?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You want to break it up into more? Okay.
You wanna go to 100?
Part 1's over. Part 2